One day my kid was coding on his computer and he was creating these creepy looking creatures. I'm like, oh, that's cool. You're making creepy people. He's like, I'm not making creepy people. I'm making creepy and concerned people. One day I went into my son's room to clean his mattress because it had crumbs all over it. And I was like, oh, don't mind me. I'm just gonna. And he says, head out. As a lot of you know, my kid has food aversions, so when it comes to holidays, what he'll eat is very limited. But that doesn't stop me from trying. I showed him my Thanksgiving spread. I said, is there anything on here you think you're gonna try? He points to the sliced cranberry jelly or sauce, whatever, and says, give me a pepperoni. One time I caught my kid trying to plug in an iPhone charger into a chicken nugget, a McNugget, because he thought that it would produce more. One time on our way home from a family trip to Vermont, we were deciding where we should stop and eat. My kid points out the window and says, hey, I want to eat at that restaurant. It was a psych hospital. One time my kid was combing his feet. I'm like, stop that, dude. Don't put the comb on your feet. That's gross. People don't comb their feet. And he says to me, oh, yes, they do. One time my kid randomly came up to me and says, I'm not stupid. I'm a man. I didn't say you were either, but rock on. One time I asked my kid if he had to go to the bathroom. He says, I will in 7 minutes. One time I says to my kid, I think you need to tell me you're sorry. He says to me, I think you need to tell me it's time for lunch. One time, my kid snuck a garlic press into his backpack for school. My kid really doesn't like babies crying. It's like a sensory thing, I think. One day a baby was crying on TV. My kid says, what is that? My mom was like, it's just a baby. He says, yeah? Well, I don't like babies. Also, for a school project, he had to choose 2 things that he didn't like, and he chose tacos and crying babies.